Calm Cafe, where we slow down with a warm drink and share meaningful conversations around creativity, well being, and calm living. I'm your host, Hadriana Evans, and in this episode, I'm joined by Sharon Hall, who left the NHS as a mental health nurse to set up her wonderful business, The Green In Between. She's here to share some of her wonderful services where she uses animals to support people of all ages, including young people, young children, in their mental health and well being. She's also here to share some successes with animals, using animals that you wouldn't even necessarily think that would help or be aid in part of a healing process. So, wherever you are, take a moment, pour yourself something warm, and settle in.
The Green In Between brings together traditional mental health support techniques enhanced by nature-based interventions and creative expression. Sharon is a mental health nurse of 20 years with additional qualifications in forest therapy, mindfulness, and creative arts. She has also spent 10 years developing Noah's Art, an award-winning animal-assisted therapy service. Her vision is to offer bespoke therapy solutions that support your unique needs. Your therapy solution may include time with the animals, nature-based interventions, expressing your feeling through art, or a mix of all the approaches. Why these therapies? All of these approaches naturally help you access the benefits of mindfulness, which include a reduction in stress and anxiety, improved concentration, better emotional regulation, enhanced self-awareness, and improved mental and physical well-being. The Green In Between also offers group activities in the form of forest therapy walks, art workshops, and retreat days. These are relaxed social activities that build on the many benefits of time in nature and creative expression.
Hello, Sharon, and thank you for coming
Hello.
down to um, a cup of calm cafe and to be the very first person to be here on my
Thank
new
you.
channel. Make myself comfortable as well. And also, thank you for introducing me to your cup of tea of choice, which is Earl Grey. And I've got here the citrusy, um, yeah, zesty citrusy twist. So I'm going to try it and
Yeah.
see.
Enjoy.
Cheers.
Yes. Yeah. I've got some too.
Cheers. Ooh, smells nice as well. And for
Smells good.
those who don't have any sugar, I'm not having any sugar in mine. And that's a big thing because I don't, I've got a sweet tooth, so it's all got to have a bit of sugar. So I can vouch for it. So why is this your choice of beverage for relaxation?
I think it's has a lovely smell and it has a good taste. And I had been drinking it for quite a while during a stressful period in my life, and actually found out that it's actually very good at helping to keep you calm. So my body kind of knew what I needed, and that's why I'm very grateful to Earl Grey.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that thing, isn't it? Listening to what your body is saying to you, isn't it? So,
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so how did the your company, the Green In Between, come about? Because you were in the NHS, weren't you? And then you moved into doing this.
Yeah, it's a bit of an evolution. I started off as a computer programmer and data analyst, and then I took redundancy, went into mental health nursing. I did that for 10 years. And then for 10 years, I ran an animal assisted therapy service called Noah's Art. And then looked to try and sort of step back a little bit and develop a therapy service working with nature and art. And then I kind of ended up with the vision of the green in between, which is hopefully people coming and spending time in retreats in the beautiful nature. And also, there we go, beautiful
There we
nature
go.
of it's
This is what
Dumfries
we
and
do. We're
Galloway.
shuffling between the getting the images. It's just like being on the table, isn't it? So like, no, not that one, not that one.
So this is Dumfries, and the green in between has that's my garden in the middle there, the middle at the top. Yes, it's a beautiful part of the world, and I'm offering full day retreats. First half out in nature, and the second where we're doing creative arts based and inspired by nature.
Because the little dog in the middle,
Yeah,
so
so
cute.
Daphne's 8, so she's not really a puppy, but she looks like one, perpetual puppy.
Oh,
She was part of Noah's Ark Animals, but she really didn't take to the way we were doing the therapy work. But now that she's out in nature as our forest therapy dog, she's much happier, much more in her kind of natural environment, and she likes people, but she likes them on her terms, so it works much better for her.
yeah, because you were saying about when she was indoors, isn't it? Because you had her to become a therapy dog, and um, how she
It just
really,
wasn't right.
yeah, she was like, no, I don't want any of that. That's dogs just have their own little, their own sort of
Exactly.
characters, don't they? They so do, and I,
They're their own personalities. Yeah, and you
yeah,
really have to listen to it. When you put a
mm,
dog in a stressful situation, it's not their fault if they respond badly. So she's
exactly.
a lot happier. Yeah.
Oh. It's like you're saying about the going out into nature, and I love the look of that tree. That tree with the
It's
that's
amazing.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when we do the forest therapy, we use all sorts of different ways to engage people, and play and fantasy are a really good way to do it. So the tree, to me, it's like an archway into a different kingdom or a different kind of fantasy, and people are encouraged to use that as part of their therapeutic process. So that particular tree was broken in a storm. It has lots of trees growing off it, so it's broken but still growing. So it's got a really lovely metaphor for people who have had mental health issues, and people take from it what they need, what they kind of like, what's going on for them at that time in life.
Yeah, because
So
it's
it is,
really
yeah,
interesting. Yeah, how the tree, even though it looks sort of broken, if you like, still got bits coming out and growing. It's just like, as you say, like in life when we're not, feeling stress, for any reason or depressed, there's always something that can grow out from that, isn't it? And it's
absolutely.
about looking for it, isn't it?
I think for people, the sense of something is broken but is still
Mm,
valuable, it kind of really resonates. They feel like maybe they're not who they were, but they're still valuable. They've still got something to offer. And that's quite often what people will take note of when they're out in nature, how resilient it is and how it adapts. And, it might not be perfect, it might not be how it was intended, but it's kind of
mm,
pushed its way through difficult times and been really resilient. And the messages are very, very strong and resonate very strongly with people.
because the group of people that you've got there as well, isn't it? Up in the top
Yeah, so they
right.
they started with me when I was training, and they were adults that had quite severe mental health problems.
Mm,
And they started out a bit cautious, a bit nervous, but by the end of our 6 week program, they were asking for it to continue. They were kind of really embracing the activities I was suggesting, very playful. I mean, to see grown adults like jumping in puddles, it was just kind of very eye-opening, really, the change and the way that they had taken to it. And it was just because, in a way, it wasn't like traditional therapy. It was sort of guided, but not kind of not in a way they were kind of developing their own meaning from it, and it was relevant to where they were in their point in life. And I think people could see that nature had stories and lessons that they could take from it, and it was just lovely to see them grow and develop. They stayed together and organised walking groups after the program had ended,
Yeah.
so it helps connect people as well.
Because you have done that as well, haven't you? The walk and talk
Yes,
elements.
so it's a lot easier for people
Mm,
to kind of open up when they're not like face to face, when
mm,
they're actually sort of walking and it's much more natural. It's easier to be able to be more open and honest, I think, than in any sort of clinical setting. So just that kind of freedom and that the beauty around about you and just observing more closely, it's just a really lovely way to engage people.
Because you have, you were telling me a little while ago about a lady that you were looking after, isn't it? It's only when you took her out to go have a
Yes,
walk that she
yes.
started opening out the same way you're saying.
Yes, it was she wasn't really saying very much when I'd go and visit, but we would go and walk the dog and go out into the nature roundabout, and she would just open up and tell, you know, amazing things really. It was just the change of being in nature, being outside, being more normal, more natural. It's just worked better really for her.
Mm. Yeah, that's the thing, like the dog, isn't it? Want to be in the place where you feel more comfortable, you know.
And that's it, isn't it? Quite
Mm,
often, like we're in situations in our work and,
mm,
with social groups, and there is a degree of discomfort. Whereas pick people outside, and
mm.
I find when people are outside, they're much more creative as well. And
Yes.
like you're saying, we're going to use dirt and water from the river, and you're going to just smear and make marks with your hands, and
Yeah.
people are somehow there's less of a kind of need for it to be perfect when you do that kind of work.
Yes. Yes. Going to also bring in another photo that we've got here. And you've said that you like to work with women. You want to encourage, work closely with men and women
Yeah,
to bring them back, in so to speak, back
yeah,
um, into the environment and mixing with other people, isn't it? Because you said
I
that they tend to be at home, isn't it, and not
yeah.
integrated.
I think that for women there's a lot of support that they can offer each other. But it's sort of more natural if they're actually involved in an activity, and an art activity which is based on nature. Is kind of like we start off in nature on the full day retreats, and then we'll move into um, kind of doing the creative arts using things that have inspired us in nature. And what you find is that women tend to be very supportive in that environment, that they'll chat and offer suggestions, help each other out. There's that sense of community and support. So for a lot of women, maybe are at a point where they're thinking about changing their maybe their children have left home, so you've got your empty nest syndrome, or maybe they're thinking about changing a career, and having that sort of support and chats and being able to kind of be creative and express yourself through creativity. It's just a lovely way for women to kind of work out what they want to do next. And
Yes.
like this was just a gel plate activity using items of that we'd found in nature, and we were working on their intentions for the next, couple of months. And they had written these intentions on the paper and then covered them with the gel
Yes.
plate activity. So it's just
Yes.
really nice that they could keep that and put them on their walls. Nobody else necessarily can see what they've said, but they know what's there. It's just, yeah, just a nice way of working.
Yeah, I love that. And you mentioned about the gel plate.
Yes.
what is the gel plate and how does it get used? Well,
So gel plates are, this is a gel plate. So it's literally like a gelatine kind of squash, soft and squishy.
yeah.
And you use any kind of paint on it, and then you can put like an impression of a leaf on top, press it down, and then pull it up. Then you get a gorgeous print of all the fine leaves, the veins in the leaf, and the detail. It's
Yes.
an amazing way to work because you get the most beautiful images without having to be
Mm.
an artist as artist. So
Yeah,
you
sure.
can produce really, really beautiful pieces of work, but
Mm.
you don't have to be able to draw fine detail,
Mm.
and it's just, I love it because you never know what you're going to get. And when you
Yeah.
pull back the paper and you look at the print, it's that sense of, oh,
Oh
wow.
wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's the
Yeah.
thing. People keep thinking when they hear about sort of art therapy that they need to be able to be, some kind of big artist, but it's not about that, is it?
No, no. I mean, all of the techniques that I tend to work with are very much kind of like uh, very accessible, so anyone can do it. I mean, like from things like finger painting,
Mm.
from using sand. So we'll use sand and we'll do little Zen gardens. We'll create like put glue and just drip glue around and then drop in the sand.
Yeah.
All sorts of different ways of working, decorating masks and paint, plant pots and just
Mm.
anything. And none of it is needs you to be able to be like a fine artist. It's all kind of like messy art. In fact, I love messy art. It's the best
Mm.
kind.
Because it's
And when you,
the texture, isn't it? It's getting close to it. It's that feel and the
yeah,
smell. You get really closer to it, isn't it?
yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
had a group of ladies that we used to meet regularly, and we asked for some messy art, and we were like throwing bits of paint in little egg cups at paper on the wall. It was such fun. It
Good
was. It was
stress
such
relief
fun.
as well, isn't it? Just being able to throw things.
It is, yeah. You just kind of like letting it go, and
Yeah.
the image was beautiful. They were
Yes.
amazing what they produced, and it
Yeah.
was like not really under anyone's control. But what you
Mm.
got from it was like an expression from the movement of the body. It was just lovely.
Yeah. So you have somebody in mind, right? Makes it all sort of
Yeah,
even more direct, isn't it? Oh
yeah.
dear. Not
You
that
can
we're
use it
telling
like that,
anybody to
definitely.
do that, right? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just like it's just so wonderful. And like the other thing, let's have a look at this is that you
yeah,
also have place where people can go and every is it every month you're saying or something like that? You
so
were saying
the
about
idea
drop
is
in.
that, yeah, running the retreats would fund the ability to run a monthly art group where people who have been maybe in therapy, that they can continue with the social support and have somewhere to come. I think sometimes you have therapy and then all the support drops off and you just feel a little bit like it's a bit scary, isn't it? So if
Mm,
you have somewhere where you can come and have that support from others and get involved in activities and artwork, like it might not be an art group every month. It might be a forest
yeah.
therapy walk that we offer, but
Mm,
it's a group where people are together,
yeah.
and it's part of the kind of mantra of ABC and me, where people
Yes.
feel like they're accepted, that they belong, they have the choice, they can do art or they can do their own kind of art, really.
Mm.
And then it's a meaningful experience because it's shared with others.
Yes, it is, isn't it? And that sort of
Yeah,
um, looking over and said, "Wow, that looks great." Think even simple little things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Yes, it
to sort of
is.
bring out the encouragement, and that's the sort of thing that you're looking for with
Yeah.
businesses as well, isn't it? To come and support with the work there,
Yeah.
um, like for example, hiring you to, because you do some consultation as well, can you? With
Yeah, so I've 10 years experience of running an animal assisted therapy service, and like to be able to kind of advise schools who might be thinking about taking on a therapy dog. There's lots of things that you want to consider and what you want to think about to make sure that the experience is just as good for the dog as for the children. So to
yes,
have one therapy dog for maybe hundreds and hundreds of children is probably not the best way to go forward unless you
sure,
plan it really very carefully. And
mm,
there's lots of pitfalls, and selection of the dog. You need to think
yes,
about lots and lots of different factors. So yes, consultation, um, working with animals is amazing, and it can really bring out the best in people, and it can be really supportive, and you can see life changes in people. But the animals need to be valued and they need to be respected, and it's really important that you get the balance right. It's been a positive experience, and
Very positive, yeah. Just like working out, they're just amazing.
really, I wanted to find out what you've made of the project that we've been working on.
What I made was, I learned quite a lot about animals such as dogs, and that I do it again if I had the chance. It's a new experience for me.
At the end of it, would you still want to be involved
Yes.
in Noah's Ark?
Yes,
Yeah.
I will be going to get
So if we can find some other volunteer opportunities, you'd be quite happy to be
Yeah.
part of that.
Yeah, I would.
So you've spent time with the animals. Do you think they change how you feel? Do you find
Yeah, it does, yeah.
How does
It's
that
not-
happen? How does that?
It takes good of your heart, doesn't it? It takes a piece of your heart.
The first part of our project was on the ward, and we brought a selection of animals and we did a little bit of animal welfare. What was that like, to be part of that?
It felt pretty good, therapeutic like, and nice just to be around pets again, because we always had pets at home.
Does you feel differently when you're around the animals?
Yeah, no. Like having a friend really, but they don't judge you.
We really just wanted to find out a little bit about how you felt the welfare course went on the ward.
Yeah, we kind of from a staff perspective, we felt the welfare course had gone really well. We got a really kind of high attendance throughout the course, because I think we had a real variety of people who attended the course. We had some people who needed a lot of support and maybe a bit more socially isolated and withdrawn, and we had people who kind of were at another stage of the recovery who were more further on moving on from hospital, and I think they really developed them kind of connections with each other, and the animals were a big part of that learning process.
That's really good.
I think for us as a staff team, it's been really nice to see people grow and to develop roles that are meaningful and purposeful to them. You know, it's provided a different way of engaging with each other in a really safe environment.
want to bring up is saying about supporting people. These are the some of the people, isn't it, that Noah's Ark
Mm.
has supported?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's we do visit care homes. So Noah's Ark's still running just in Manchester. I've moved up to Scotland, and you can see from the ladies' faces there, the older ladies, that they're just absolutely in heaven with the animals around them, and it works for younger people. So, the little boy with the mouse at the far end on the right, and
Yes.
the young lady with the black dog there,
Mm.
they came from the same school. They used to tell me these amazing tales about mice. And then sadly, when we lost one of them, they created the most amazing funeral procession for them, and it was just very, very emotional. It was lovely to see, and it was their way of dealing with loss and death. Probably one of the first times they had that they were fantastic. And then the lad at the top there on the left, he had a learning disability. He didn't get out very much. He didn't really get to be part of the community. But we ran a dog cafe, and you can see the dogs absolutely adored him. They just made a beeline for him, sat on his knee, and that kind of like it made him so happy.
Yeah.
And then next to him is Joe. Joe was had some very difficult traumas that he'd experienced, was very low in mood. And when we brought the animals onto the ward, things changed for him. He perked up. He became very involved in our pop-up cafe that we ran, and it made changes for him in that he then was able to get off the ward and move into a step-down facility. So it can make a massive difference in people's lives. The animals, but you need to manage that carefully so that the
Yes.
animals are getting the best experience too.
Yeah, because like you were saying with the schools, isn't it? You know,
Hmm.
that it's really important that, you manage, not just the
Yes.
children, because it's very easy, because I'd be one of them, running over and trying to give it a cuddle. It's
Yeah.
also remembering that the dog can get really confused, isn't it, when it's got all these sort of
Over.
activities
Yeah.
around it.
Overwhelming the animals, and you don't get the kind of response you want. And if children are sometimes they try to tease the animals or the dogs, and it's about teaching respect and teaching empathy. So for children, to know that you treat the dog with respect and with empathy, that's something that can then go on into their relationship with other
Yes.
children, with their parents, with families and friends.
Yes.
It's a really valuable lesson, and it's a really important one, because we teach our dogs through positive reinforcement.
Yes.
And that's a way that you can get on in life, is if you kind of understand how to be more positive with people and
Yes.
work in that way, then your relationships with others are much better. So
Yeah.
it's a very powerful way of working. And it works for children and it works for adults, as you can see from the picture. There's a
Yeah.
mix there. Yeah.
Well, this is the good thing, isn't it? Because dogs are it by nature, as animals are. They don't see age, do they?
No,
Just see
they don't
how is
judge.
that person? Yeah, how is that person treating me, and do I feel good about it?
Yeah,
Don't they?
exactly. If you make an animal feel good, they'll trust you. They show that trust. And
Yes.
yes, so I mean, we work with rescued animals, and sometimes they don't have trust. So being able to hold a guinea pig and calm them and get them to feed is
Yes.
a really powerful, really meaningful experience for someone that's a rescue that they've helped overcome anxiety in. And it's you can teach people how to breathe and calm themselves, and while they're
Yes.
doing that, the guinea pig's calming. So by
Yes.
actually learning to self-soothe, they're helping the guinea pig, which is a great way to teach people how to self-soothe.
Because you can see it happening, can't you, with
Yeah,
the animals? The more that you sort of stroke them or cuddle them, that you can feel
yeah,
feel them sort of sinking into you, isn't it? And the whole
absolutely.
breathing and everything sort of starts
Yeah,
to
and maybe
calm
some
down.
lovely pictures of the rats that have actually gone to sleep
Yeah.
on people's arms, and they're not everyone's cup of tea, but
No,
they are
I'll
lovely
be
little
one of those
creatures.
running away. Definitely, definitely. And as you're talking about animals, and a few of these, I was like, yeah, I'll be one of those running off. But you've got some really, especially the rats. I'd have been out of there. But you said you've got some really nice stories about them, haven't you? These
The,
ones, because you
the
tend to
rats
just think
are,
about dogs and cats,
yeah,
but there are a wide range you can see here of animals.
there are. And quite often, these little creatures are overlooked, and people tend to work with horses and with dogs rather than with the other animals.
Mm.
But the rats they're trainable. You can train them like little
Mm.
dogs. They'll come when you call their name.
Ah.
So they are small enough for anyone to hold.
Mm.
Sometimes they can be quite busy and a little bit kind of, jumpy and a bit nervous, but you can help calm them down. And we do see the rats go to sleep on people. And
Really?
they are, we make houses for them. So you
Oh.
can make them a whole kind of like castle, kingdom, hide their treats and things. And they're just so sweet. They're just so
Oh.
sweet. And I've known people, especially like on the CAMS wards, where the young people have been really terrified initially and really, I don't want to know, I don't want them to come near me. And by the end of the session, they're totally in love with them. And you can say to them, like, well, look what you've overcome in 60 minutes.
Yes.
You've kind of faced those fears, you've learned a bit more information about the rats, and you've been able
Mm.
to make that decision that they're not as scary as you thought they were, and that's really
Mm.
powerful, like that's in your power to overcome that fear.
Yes.
So yeah, they are lovely. And then the other creatures that you can see there,
Yes.
you've got a bearded dragon.
Mm.
So the beardies are just they're just great fun, and they're just
Oh.
so chilled. Yeah, they're
Oh.
just so chilled.
Which one is
Um,
that one? Of
so you
the.
can see that's Merlin. That's on that lad's shoulder there. That's Merlin. He's a
Oh,
bearded
okay.
dragon from
Oh, okay.
from Australia.
Oh.
Yeah, he was a rescue, so
Nice.
somebody gave him to us. And then you've
Oh.
got the one on the palm. That's an
Yes.
African fat-tailed gecko.
Wow.
She's called
Tiny.
Velvet. She's
Yeah.
beautiful. She's got the most beautiful face. She's like a Disney princess.
Really.
Um,
Oh.
and then that's a stick insect at the end there, and they've got lovely faces as well.
Oh.
But I think what's amazing about the animals is that these ones are obviously these are slightly different animals that you would normally see in the therapy setting, but because they are different, people are quite fascinated,
Mm.
and they're not thinking about their problems because they're like looking at the animals and how different they look, and
Yes.
it really helps people to kind of like focus and just calm and not be constantly going through the worries and problems that they have. And it can help, obviously stroking an animal can help you calm down,
Yes.
and the animal gets as much out of it
Yeah, yeah,
as the
sure.
person involved. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because as you were saying before, really, isn't it? Looking at, especially with me, I'd need some coaching with the. It's getting over that fear, isn't it? No, they're all right, really. Because that's another thing
I
in
mean,
life, isn't it? It's jumping over that barrier of
it
fear to do
is.
something, isn't it?
It
Or even
is, and
try something. Yeah.
you know, we never force anybody, and it's totally up to them if they want to be involved. But sometimes just seeing other people holding the animal and seeing that they're safe and they're happy,
Mm.
then that helps them to kind of think, well, maybe I'll just be in the room this time, and next
Mm.
time we visit, then I might actually sit beside you and touch them, and then eventually hold them. But literally, I've seen people overcome their fear in 60 minutes.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, that so is. I would need to come to one of those and try it for myself. And the retreat looks good as well. You might see me down there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Especially the trees and that sunset in the beginning. It was looking. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that. Yeah,
It's such a beautiful area. I love it. I'm very, very
yeah.
lucky.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there was another thing that you was talking about with is it the three greens or something that?
Yes, it's one of the free things that we offer, free, three,
Mhm.
on our website. So it's there to kind of give people a taster of animals, nature, and art. And these are all the things that are on offer in the retreats. It gives people a bit of an idea of what we offer. So I I'm hoping to get some guinea pigs and the tortoise. But during lockdown, I had 70 plus animals to look after, and it was very hard. So I
Yeah.
don't intend to do that again. I want to make my life a little bit easier. So the idea
Just a
is that
little bit.
it's a lot of animals. That was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's somebody else's responsibility now, but I do miss the guinea pigs, and I do
Oh,
miss Herman, our tortoise. So I think I will have a couple of animals so that I have that contact. I mean, obviously I've got 4 dogs, but
yeah.
the guinea pigs are so cute.
Oh, I know. That's the one thing I'd be okay with, is the little guinea
Yeah,
pigs. The rest of
guinea
them,
pigs.
I think I'd need to. I'll be one of those,
You'd
I
have to
know I
build
keep
up to
saying it,
it.
but I really would need to build up to it.
You might
Because
surprise yourself.
I'm sure I will. I trust you, Sharon. That's the only reason why I'm going to go, because I trust you, Sharon. Because it's like with the tea. Um, I tried it, and I tried it here for the first time rather than trying it, before, and then think,
Yeah,
oh, yeah. But because it's about trying things that's new, isn't it? You
it
may or may
is.
not like it, but you try it and then see how it
And you
goes, isn't
learn,
it?
don't you? You learn
Yeah.
you learn what you like, and you learn what you
Mm,
want, and you learn what you don't want. So I think
yes.
sometimes just doing something a bit different, a bit out there, you learn a
Mm.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I've learnt that I like drinking tea without sugar. It's all good. It's all
There you
good.
are.
And I have
Yeah.
to admit, it's because I forgot to put the sugar. It's only when I taste it, I thought, there's no sugar. And actually, it tastes okay.
Yeah. You probably get more of the taste, don't you, of the tea
Yeah,
without the sugar.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I can taste the citrusy part of it rather than a dessert. Oh, Sharon, thank you so much for dropping by the cafe.
Well, thank
And
you.
yeah, it's been a pleasure. It's been wonderful listening to all the activities that you're running, and how businesses also can come in and support. You know,
Yeah.
fund or even hire yourself, where you can get money to feed back into providing free services, which is just wonderful. And
Yeah.
thank you
Thank
so
you.
much again, and I hope to see you come back at some point. And also, people, in the comments, please say what tea or coffee or your warm beverages, or have you tried this before, or you're going to try it, and how you felt about it. So that would be great to know. And until the next time, hope we see you soon, and thank you again for dropping by.
Thank you.
Thank you for spending this time with us at A Cup of Calm Cafe. If today's conversation resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. It will really help the cafe to grow. Until the next time, take care of yourself, and remember, you're always welcome to come back for another cup of calm.